Do 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 do.
I can't quite imagine what it would be like to run a snail farm. Would you have to get up at the crack of dawn to milk them? How would you round up your snails? With a snail dog? What about snail shearing? Would you have to collect the eggs? Perhaps you could sell the manure as a sideline. These and many other fascinating questions are about to be answered by a snail farmer from New South Wales. Would you please welcome heliculturist Sonia Begg. Hi, Sonia. I'll tell you one thing, Sonia. Right from the start, I know what's in your mind. You intend me having one. I've never had snails anywhere, anytime in my life.
Well, I can understand why you would be apprehensive about tasting one, but until you do, you don't know what they taste like.
How did snails come into your life?
Well, I've always liked snails. I've never been able to tread on them or kill them, and I actually read about Californians making money from snails. And so when I realised too that the exact same species was the same snail that I'd been throwing over my front fence, I thought, well, I must look into this.
What about the garden snail that we see there? Is that the variety that you cook?
That is the exact same variety, yes.
So we could go out to our gardens at night and rather than crunch them, we could pick them up and have them for breakfast.
No, please don't do that.
Why?
No, well, they must go through a very strict quarantine time, and they have to have a proper conditioning program before they're ready and safe to eat.
Well, I just keep them in the cupboard for a couple of weeks and then
No.
go. Wouldn't work that
Well,
way?
the problem is these days people throw pesticides around, and would be very dangerous just to pick them up straight from your garden.
Okay, fair enough. Sonia, but the snails that you cook really are the same variety, though.
They are the same variety. In fact, they are the pedigree, which is commonly known in Europe and France.
Can I ask you, how do you tell the difference between males and females?
That is a very easy aspect of snail farming.
You ask them?
No, but you don't even have to look underneath or lift up their wing or their tail because they're hermaphrodites.
Oh, great. I didn't
Boys
really...
and girls together.
Oh, I thought you meant their religion was... Boy, just tell me more about that. Boys and girls together.
Well, yes, they fertilise each other and then they both lay eggs, which is wonderful for the producer.
Ah, any fun involved for them?
I'm sure it is.
Yeah. What about the various ways you can cook them? What are some of your treats?
Oh, well, look, you can serve snails with absolutely anything. Today these are called snail schnitzels, and they're served with a nice fresh tomato and curry sauce. But they can be served in any form at all, baked in little baby tomatoes, mushroom cats.
What's that?
That is snail caviar, or as we call it in Gunnedah, the pearls of love.
Gunnedah's the place you come from. The pearls of love. Gunnedah's the place you come from, isn't it?
That's right.
Are you well liked and respected in the area? Do many people around the area eat your snails?
Oh yes, they're becoming very popular in the area.
Oh, that's almost...
Gourmet cooks.
au naturel, isn't it?
Well, this is exactly how the chef receives them. They're all ready to go now and be cooked in the recipe of their choice.
Matthew, I'd like to see you for a second, if I may. Would you welcome my announcer, Matthew King? And also that very attractive lady in the front row there, in the biscuit. Would you just come across and say hello to me, please? You've been sitting there laughing and having a wonderful time, allegedly at my expense, because you knew what was coming. This is Matthew. What's your name?
Sue.
Hello, Sue. How do you do? This is Matthew, Sue.
Hello,
and this is
Sue.
Sonia.
Hello, Sonia. Hello, nice to see you. How have you been? Lovely to see you, anyway.
Didn't ask for an interview, just asked for you to be the
sorry,
stewed.
right,
What I'd like you to do is just try one for me. You've got to be my official taster, Matthew.
But of course, it's what I'm...
Do you think you'll enjoy them, Mr. Frost? This is Matthew being David Frost.
Thank you very much, but... David Frost eating a snail. You probably should have it with a little bit of scotch. As I travel around the world, quite often eating snails and drinking scotch, I find that... No, there's a bit... I will try it. David Frost eating a snail.
Yes, one...
Can I dunk it in... What's the
course you
sauce?
That's a
let's
fresh
be it.
tomato
Fresh...
and curry sauce. Delicious.
Off you go. How is it? Nice?
That's delicious.
Have another one.
That's delicious.
Would you like one, Sue?
They are delicious.
No, see, you look more the caviar type. Have some, or better still, have one of each. There you go. There you go.
They're
One, two,
beautiful.
That's... You have to try it. 1, 2, and crunch it.
Good with the Black Douglas.
Is it nice? Nice?
Beautiful.
Yes, okay, and now some of the caviar. Try that.
The
Hey, I suddenly realised,
pearls of-
why isn't Sonia having some?
Yeah, Sonia, have some.
I'll have one.
You
Can
sure
I
you don't want to
speak with
try
my
them? They are
mouth full?
really delicious. I'm not
Well,
kidding, they are.
no, I think it's best for you to try it and just tell everyone that it really is delicious. Sonia, what about What about people who want to use snails in their cooking? Where do you buy snails?
Well, they have to. You shouldn't ever use a snail which doesn't come from a recognised commercial snail farm. And probably it'd be best if they went through a gourmet wholesaler.
How many snails on your farm?
Oh, in excess of 10,000. Very
Boy.
difficult to count heads.
Do you all have individual names for all of them?
It's Frank Pitt.
Only the good ones. The handsome ones.
Well.
This one's Bert.
That's Bert, isn't it? Oh, lovely. That means that I'm AC/DC, aren't I? Because I'm Bert. What was that big word again?
Hermaphrodite.
Hermaphrodite.
Not easy to say with a mouthful of
Let me
snail.
explain. Hermaphrodites are they're neither male nor female, and they all have fun together. It's sort of like being
The
in
band.
television. Yes, the band. Sonia, thanks for being with us. Thank you, Sue, for being a good sport.
Yeah,
Thanks
thank you.
also, Matthew. And just before I go, he's done it! He's done it! Oh.